Someone asked recently about electricity and how, yeah, basically the gist of the question is, do we lose electricity during these storms? Welcome YouTube family. My name is Eric. This is the Eric Evolving channel. You already know what to do. Beautiful morning here in Tampa, Florida. As you guys know, I've relocated here from New York and I've been sharing my experience with you guys. So someone asked recently about electricity and how, basically the gist of the question is, do we lose electricity during these storms? And kind of give some feedback on that. I'll put the question down below because I'm sure it wasn't as much detailed, but I'm gonna give you guys a lot of details because I want to make a nice video. So first off, talking about electricity, right? So when I moved down here in Hillsborough County, which is where Tampa is located, we go by a system here, and yes, I said we go by a system here called Tampa Electric. So we call it TECO for short, TECO. So when I came down here to set up my TECO, they wanted to do a credit check. So you could do either a credit check or you had to pay a deposit and bypass the credit check. I didn't want them to run my credit, so I opted to pay the deposit. I believe the deposit was $250, but I will put that in the description below. If you elected to do either deposit or the credit check, you actually have to get that set up before your move-in date. So your apartment complex will want you to show that you have TECO before you move in. Show that you set up an account and everything like that. You have to give them your account number. At least with this complex you had to. So did that, set up, got in, everything was fine. Got my first month's bill. First month's bill was $325. And again, I'll give the breakdown kind of in the pictures of how much was the deposit and how much was the first month's bill for just for the electricity that I used. I work from home, so one of the things that struck me was I would lose power ever so often. So I would probably say within the first month, about every 10 days or so, the electricity would essentially just blink. And what I mean by blink, it would just go off for like a second and come back. There'd be no storms going on, nothing happening. It'll just be a beautiful day, but maybe their systems are overloaded because it was hot in the summer, but it was just blink. It'll just go off for a second and come right back on. And I said, the problem with that for me is working from home, the Wi-Fi takes 5 to 10 minutes to come back up for everything to get connected, reconnected. And those are precious minutes, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, this ain't gonna work out. Like, we're gonna have to figure something else out because this is just not gonna work. I can't do this. But as I said, within the first 30 days, that happened 3 times. Subsequently, that has not happened since then. I've been here now 7 months. After the first 30 days, it's happened maybe 3 times after that in like 5 months. in 5-6 months, it's only happened 3 times where the current will go off for a second and come right back on. So during the storms, even during when we had the Irma scare and everything like that, during the crazy rains, crazy winds, everything like that, in this area where I am, we have not lost power. But it is still important for you to have your flashlights and have your candles, because it can definitely happen. So yeah, it's kind of crazy and it's kind of weird to even think about doing that stuff, because when I was in New York, I think we've only lost power when I was in 20 years I was in New York, we've only lost power once. So like losing power was never something that I ever worried about or thought about or anything. But down here, it's a reality, you know what I mean? You could lose power. And I said, this area that I'm in now, as I said, I've only lost power maybe five to six times since I've been here in 7 months, but every time we have lost power, it's only been like for like a second or two, and then it comes right back. So yeah, it could be different where you're going, you know what I mean? You never know. But hopefully that answers your question. I know it was a little bit long-winded, but I had to put some additional information in there. Oh, additionally, what I wanted to say too was my electricity bill down here is a lot less than it is in New York. On average, I think my electricity bill is about $90. And you have to keep in mind, everything in the house runs off electricity. The stove, the fridge, washer, dryer, all those things. Yeah, AC, you're running AC all the time during the summer months. Yeah, during the winter months, you're running the heat every now and then. All that stuff runs off the electricity. And as I said, on average, I'm paying about $90 per month. I'll give a little bit of a breakdown here just to give you guys an idea. So just wanted to give you guys that quick video. Thanks for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. And if you have any questions, put them in the description below. Not the description, but in the comment section below. And I'll be sure to answer your question. Thanks for watching. Peace.